Welcome to World Cinema Reviews. This is your host, Frank the Van. And tonight we're gonna talk about an iconic film again. Um, a little bit ago, I came up with a video about Friday the 13th, the 1980 original movie, and pointed out a lot of the things that made this movie great, that made this movie, one of the pioneers of the slasher genre. And it was so powerful that it created a franchise that spawned up to today. More movies are being planned of Friday the 13th, and it's been so successful. But that wasn't the only product that came out in the 80s. There is another big franchise. In fact, rivaled it so much that rivaled the two main characters later on against each other. We're going to talk about A Nightmare on Elm Street. And it's just, Nightmare is just, incredible. It's just an amazing film for so many reasons. And I'm gonna talk about to you today. Some of them, people have talked about them before, but I really want to point it out that now we have, as we keep evolving in our media, and we keep doing downloads, and less and less we keep seeing the actual fact that you have things on this and stuff. And who knows, maybe later on we might even get rid of that too. They may know, maybe even Blu-rays will go away, and or 4Ks, or they will transform into something else so smaller. Who knows where this thing is going? But I can tell you for sure, when you make an awesome film, the staying power has no limit. We still talking about movies like Casablanca. We're still talking movies like Ben-Hur, Citizen Kane. Why? Because they were so awesome made that it stays forever. Now, in as horror based as we are horror fans, Nightmare on Elm Street is extremely important. So let's talk about it and see why. You know, this film has sink its claws right into our hearts and our core, and it's really drive us to like it more and more. And even bad remake made, so a little bit ago, it's gonna keep on going, hopefully, because the work that this made film is just amazing. Um, so directed by Wes Craven, made in 1984, starring the great Robert Englund, um, Heather Langenkamp, the beautiful Heather Langenkamp, the very young Johnny Depp at that point, and veteran actor John Saxon. Um, the movie talks about this child killer named Freddy Krueger that gets off justice on a technicality, causing the parents of the slayed children to go vigilante and basically burn Freddy Krueger alive, taking justice into their own hands. Years later, um, Freddy comes back, but he comes back as his vengeful spirit, or demon, whatever, on their dreams, where and one by one the children of these parents who have murdered Freddy earlier, and their children are dying one by one by Freddy's hand by killing them on their nightmares. Now, first of all, right off the bat, the incredibly original plot, and that's where I want to begin. The nightmare subject. Do you guys know or think why your nightmares are so scary? Do you guys, have you guys done research, or think about it, or talk to a psychologist about it? Sometimes some people even have night terrors, which horrible nightmares due to traumas or bad things that have happened in your past. The reason why nightmares are so scary is because they're designed by you. Yeah, you are designing a torture device. It's sort of a weird thing, if you look it up and read books about it, it's your subconscious sometimes trapped telling you something that's bothering you inside, some repressed feelings, some fears that you don't even know you have. It just blows your mind away. So, and the thing about it is that you can't get away. Sometimes there's a monster chasing you with a chainsaw. He wants to kill you, and you can't do nothing about it. Your feet becomes you know heavier and heavier, and you're trying to run away, but he keeps catching up to you, and there's nothing you can do. And nightmares themselves, it's just so. There's been studies and studies on, and people still can't figure out how to get rid of them sometimes. So the subject matter, it's fascinating and it's incredibly clever. Now, think about it. Wes Craven is doing this, 1984. Final chapter came out earlier, so supposedly Jason Voorhees and the Jason Fries, so the Friday the 13th franchise was ending. So this was a new beginning. This was the perfect timing to deploy this beautiful film. And the which takes me to the next point, which is Freddy Krueger. Jason Voorhees has already been established, the hockey mask killer, and he's doing his thing, his machete, everything. So we gotta make a dude, we make this killer quite different. First of all, we can go back to Leatherface, we can go back to Michael Myers, we can go back to those were earlier, and Jason. They all have masks. Freddy doesn't have a mask. That's his disfigured face. By the way, makeup artist. I read that the makeup artist actually made the makeup, which is horrifying, by the way, out of the real, actual pictures of burn victims. Okay, so blows my mind away. That's why truly, this film is really scary. That's one of the other things that made this film. This is not new, all some of the newer sequels made pretty comedic dark humor. Not in this one. He's all business, and he just wants to rip you from the inside and take your guts out. That's freaking terrifying for Crew ever since the beginning scene when he's putting the glove on and all the stuff, man, and the sharpening the claws, the metal claws. Brilliant. You're setting him up at this, and one of the things that this really borrows from Friday the 13th is the stylized killing. You're making every kill very well prepared, very awesome. Johnny Depp's kill, it goes, Zombie 2, it goes Fulci right there, man. That's a homage to Fulci right there. Blood splotting everywhere, dude getting sucked up by the bed. That's Italian horror type of crap, man. They're giving the middle finger, two middle fingers to the Rating Association of America. They're saying, hey, we don't give a crap. We don't give a shit, man. We're gonna show you gore, and that it took people by surprise, and people were horrified coming out of the movie theater. They wanted to see it again, and they wanted to see sequels. So this was well prepared, well made. Now, there was one big difference which I just made, which is basically you're having the main character. It's a visual guy. You can see him, you can hear his voice. He's not the other killers. He's a guy that could return, and thank goodness, because he reprised so brilliantly time after time. Even when he was giving shitty dialogue, he still did it because he's such a professional. Robert Englund, I salute you. Great guy, great movies. All his other movies, I've seen a ton of his other movies. Every time I see Robert Englund, he does an awesome job. This guy, And I can't even think of the other actor's name, but made the remake. All the respect, he did an okay job. I mean, I can't criticize it too much. He did what he could with what he was given. However, Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger. There's no replacing him. I'm sorry. Now, the last thing is that the ending, it really didn't insult the audiences. Once again, hey, you know what? Small spoiler, it just doesn't end up happy. It's just that life, real life is not like that. And most literature is not. The good literature ends up crappy, Operas end up really shitty, end up really, on a bad note. So it's not an optimistic movie really, but what it is a hell of a horror movie. And what else I could comment about this? The fact that today, we can talk about Mr. Krueger, we can talk about Jason Voorhees, we can talk about all the other franchises. You said they did something right. So what I can tell, if you're a younger guy and you're watching this and you're wondering, oh, you're probably liking the remakes, or you're saying, hey, you know what, Jason Goes to Hell was pretty cool or something, or Jason X, or you're saying, oh yeah, the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street was pretty cool. Go back and see the source material, brothers and sisters. Watch it, because you will be blown away by this awesome film. Now, if you like my comments, if you like my video, go ahead and leave comments. If you didn't like it, also I want your comments. Please subscribe if you enjoy my videos overall. And I have a little proposition for you. When you go and you dream today, try to think of sweet thoughts before you go to bed, because Freddy's in that nightmare world still, and I think, pretty sure he's gonna stay there. Have sweet dreams, my brothers and sisters. Be cool. Take care. Ciao. Stay tuned for my next video.